British counter-terrorism police are investigating a stabbing attack on a London-bound passenger train Saturday evening. At least 10 people were hospitalized, 9 with life-threatening injuries.
A forensic officer was seen on Sunday inspecting a London Northeastern Railway LNER train at Huntingdon Station near Cambridge, following a shocking stabbing spree that left 11 people injured. What began as a routine Saturday evening train journey from Doncaster to London descended into chaos when passengers were attacked in what police have described as one of the most violent incidents on Britain's rail network in recent memory. According to the British Transport Police, BTP, 11 people were treated in hospital after the attack.
10 people were taken to hospital by ambulance, and another person self-presented later that evening,
which occurred as the train traveled through Cambridgeshire. Among them was a member of the train staff who remains in critical condition after stepping in to protect passengers from the knife-wielding assailant. Police praised his actions as nothing short of heroic. Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander also hailed the worker, saying he had put himself in harm's way and that there are people alive today who wouldn't be alive had it not been for his actions. Police arrested 2 men shortly after the train made an emergency stop at Huntingdon Station, about 120 kilometers, 75 miles north of London. One of the men, a 35-year-old British national, was later released without charge after officers confirmed he was not involved. On Monday, police named the remaining suspect as Anthony Williams, 32, from Peterborough. Williams has been charged with 10 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of actual bodily harm, and 1 count of possessing a bladed article. He also faces 2 further charges, attempted murder and possession of a bladed article, related to a separate incident earlier that day at Pontoon Dock Station in London's Docklands. The attack took place on the 16:25 GMT Ulner service from Doncaster to London King's Cross. The train had just left Peterborough, roughly halfway through its 2-hour journey, when emergency services began receiving frantic calls at around 1942 GMT, reporting multiple stabbings on board. Witnesses described scenes of panic and horror as passengers fled down the aisles, many covered in blood, while others locked themselves in train toilets to escape the attacker, described as wielding a large knife. 1 man was reportedly injured while trying to protect a woman and a young child. The train made an unscheduled stop at Huntingdon Station, where armed police and paramedics rushed on board. Passengers, many visibly shaken, poured onto the platform as officers detained 2 suspects. BTP confirmed that 10 victims were taken to nearby hospitals, while an 11th traveled independently for treatment. 9 were initially listed as having life-threatening injuries, though by Sunday evening, police said only 1, the heroic LNER staff member, remained in critical condition. The driver, Andrew Johnson, a Royal Navy veteran from Peterborough, was praised for his calm handling of the crisis. "I was only doing my job," Johnson said modestly on Sunday. "It was my colleague who was in hospital who was the brave one." CCTV footage reviewed by investigators reportedly shows the injured staff member attempting to shield passengers from the attacker as the train sped through the countryside. Superintendent John Lovelace of the British Transport Police confirmed that counter-terrorism officers were initially involved but have since ruled out terrorism. "At this stage, there is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident," Lovelace said. "The investigation is being led by British Transport Police, and it would not be appropriate to speculate on the motive." Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer described the attack as an appalling and deeply concerning incident. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood said she was saddened by the events and urged the public to avoid comment and speculation. Downing Street has moved quickly to curb misinformation circulating online, mindful of the 2024 Southport tragedy in which false rumors following the murder of 3 young girls sparked several days of riots across the country. Despite these appeals, far-right social media accounts have already attempted to exploit the incident. One account, British Patriot, which has nearly 5,000 followers on X, falsely claimed that the suspect had shouted "Allahu Akbar" during the attack. Police later confirmed both detained men were British nationals, but the rumor continued to spread. Former Reform UK co-leader Ben Habib also fueled speculation, saying it was almost inconceivable that the incident was not an act of terrorism, and adding that he would remain extremely suspicious until we get chapter and verse. Authorities have warned that spreading such unfounded claims could inflame tensions and hinder the investigation. The attack has reignited public debate over the rise of knife crime across the United Kingdom. According to the Office for National Statistics, ONS, the number of recorded offenses involving knives or sharp objects in England and Wales for the year ending March 2024 was 54% higher. An increase of nearly 22,000 cases than in 2016. Experts have pointed to a combination of social and economic factors, including poverty, mental health challenges, and years of austerity-driven cuts to youth and social services. An August 2025 report from the Youth Justice Board, an independent public body, found that knife crime is driven by poverty, marginalization, trauma, fear, and victimization, including exploitation by criminal gangs. While stabbings are more common in urban centers such as London and Manchester, the growing number of violent incidents across the country has put renewed pressure on the government to act. There have been some signs of improvement. The ONS reported a 1% decline in knife-related offenses in the year ending March 2025, with 53,047 incidents recorded. In August, the Labour government introduced new legislation banning the manufacture, import, sale, or private possession of so-called ninja and samurai-style swords as part of a wider crackdown on bladed weapons.
This is the dramatic moment British police pinned down a man outside a small-town train station.
London Mayor Sadiq Khan, who has faced criticism over rising knife crime during his tenure, pointed to recent City Hall data showing a 19% year-on-year decline between April and June 2025 compared with the same period in 2024. The drop followed a major police funding initiative targeting robbery, knife crime, and antisocial behavior in 20 of the capital's hardest-hit town centers. "We're determined to keep up the momentum," Khan said at the time. Still, the broader national picture remains troubling. Knife-related violence has surged over the past decade, especially among young people. The issue continues to dominate political debate, with critics blaming long-term underinvestment in policing, youth programs, and mental health support.
Minutes after the first emergency call, reporting a terrifying stabbing rampage on board a London-bound train. And this morning, 32-year-old Anthony Williams has been charged with attempted murder and possession of a bladed article.
Back in Cambridgeshire, investigators are piecing together the details of Saturday's train attack. Forensic teams have spent days examining the LNER carriages for evidence, while detectives interview witnesses and analyze CCTV footage. Police have not yet confirmed whether the suspect and victims knew each other or whether the attack was random. Superintendent Lovelace said the investigation is ongoing and urged witnesses to come forward. "We understand this was a terrifying ordeal for everyone involved," he said. "Our thoughts remain with those who were injured, their families, and all who witnessed these events. For now, the nation's focus is on the victims, particularly the unnamed LNER staff member who suffered life-threatening injuries while trying to protect others."
You can do so by texting the British Transport Police on 61016, that's 61016, quoting reference 663 of the 1st of November 2025. Thank you very much.
His colleagues and passengers have described him as calm, kind, and dedicated. As tributes pour in, he has become a symbol of courage and selflessness amid a tragedy that has once again highlighted Britain's struggle with knife crime. A sense of unease has gripped Britain's south coast after a shocking act of violence shattered the calm of a quiet seaside town. Late on Saturday night, residents of Peacehaven, East Sussex, were jolted awake by sirens and screams as flames tore through the night sky. Emergency services raced to the Peace Community Center and Mosque after multiple reports of a large fire. What they found was both horrifying and heartbreaking. The front of the town's mosque engulfed in fire, thick black smoke billowing into the air, and two people narrowly escaping a tragedy that could easily have claimed lives. Witnesses described scenes of chaos and disbelief. Several residents reported seeing masked figures wearing balaclavas, fleeing moments after the blaze began, sprinting down nearby streets before vanishing into the darkness. Within minutes, social media feeds across Sussex were flooded with images and videos showing the inferno consuming the front entrance of the mosque, flames leaping into the air as firefighters struggled to contain the spread. Police later confirmed what many had feared, that the fire was not an accident, but a deliberate act. Sussex police declared the blaze a serious incident and confirmed that it was being treated as an act of arson, motivated by hate, and directly targeting members of the local Muslim community. For Peacehaven, a town long known for its tranquility, diversity, and community spirit, the attack has come as an appalling shock. According to initial reports, two suspects were seen pouring an accelerant over a car parked near the mosque's entrance and onto the front steps before setting it alight. Witnesses recalled hearing a loud whoosh as the flames caught and spread almost instantly. Inside the mosque at that moment were two individuals, one of them an elderly man in his 60s, who managed to escape unharmed. Eyewitness footage shows the mosque's imam emerging through the thick smoke, his face illuminated by the flickering orange glow of the fire behind him. Firefighters arrived just before 10 p.m. and managed to control the blaze before it spread to nearby buildings. But the damage was extensive. The car was destroyed, and the mosque's facade was left blackened and charred. By morning, only the scorched remains of the entrance and burnt debris were left, a grim reminder of how close the town came to tragedy. Police immediately cordoned off the area and launched a major investigation. Detectives began reviewing CCTV footage from homes and businesses, while forensic teams scoured the site for evidence. Officers have urged residents with doorbell cameras, dash cams, or mobile recordings to come forward. Detective Superintendent Carrie Bohanna, leading the investigation, described the case as fast-moving and deeply concerning. She said, "We are pursuing every possible lead. We understand how distressing this is for the community, and we are determined to identify and bring those responsible to justice." Sussex Police takes a zero-tolerance approach to hate crime. There is absolutely no place for hate in our county. In response, police have stepped up patrols around places of worship, particularly mosques and community centers across East Sussex, to provide reassurance and prevent further incidents. Community leaders have condemned the attack as cowardly and inhumane. Many gathered the following morning outside the damaged building to show solidarity and support for the local Muslim population. One resident, who asked not to be named, described seeing two individuals dressed in dark clothing and masks, acting suspiciously near the mosque, minutes before the fire started. Another witness told The Sun that the attackers appeared well prepared and organized, arriving with accelerants and targeting the site with precision. A few individuals came with their faces completely covered, the witness said. They blew up a vehicle outside the mosque and set the front alight. It was terrifying, the Peacehaven Mosque administration later issued an emotional statement on Instagram. Unfortunately, two individuals set fire to a car right in front of the mosque. Peacehaven Mosque will be closed until further notice. We ask the community to stay calm and united during this difficult time. Attached to the post were photos of the aftermath. The building's blackened walls, melted window frames, and charred entrance steps. The attack has triggered a wave of anger, fear, and disbelief across East Sussex. Peacehaven, a town of around 15,000 people, is not a place accustomed to violent hate crimes. Residents describe feeling shaken and unsafe in a community once celebrated for its friendliness and cohesion. "It's heartbreaking," said one local shop owner. "We've always lived peacefully here. To think someone would target people because of their faith, it's disgusting." Local councilors and interfaith groups have urged calm and unity, while calling for stronger national measures to tackle hate-motivated crimes. "This is not just an attack on a building," one community leader said. "It's an attack on the values we stand for: tolerance, respect, and peace." Police have appealed for witnesses, particularly anyone who may have seen suspicious activity near the mosque around 10 p.m. on Saturday. Officers have advised residents to report any further hate-related incidents through the Sussex Police website by calling 101 or dialing 999 in an emergency. For now, the mosque remains closed as forensic teams comb through the wreckage, seeking clues to piece together exactly what happened and who was behind it. While Peacehaven comes to terms with this disturbing event, the nation at large is facing a different kind of turbulence, political rather than physical, but equally divisive. Just as news of the arson spread, Britain's political scene was shaken by a bold announcement from Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch. Speaking ahead of the Conservative Party conference in Manchester, Badenoch declared that if the Tories win the next general election, Britain will withdraw from the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, a move that could mark one of the most significant constitutional shifts in recent British history. Framing the decision as a matter of national sovereignty, Badenoch argued that leaving the ECHR was necessary to restore full control of Britain's borders and to manage immigration effectively. Our country is reaching a breaking point because we are not controlling our borders, she said. If you cannot deliver the basics for your people because of a convention that is out of your control, then you should leave. This is not about rejecting human rights. It's about ensuring we can govern for the people of this country, not for everyone else who turns up on our shores. The statement represents a sharp departure from Badenoch's previous position. Only months earlier, she had resisted pressure from the party's right wing to commit to leaving the ECHR. However, a review led by former Justice Minister Lord Wolfson of Tredegar KC concluded that withdrawal was the only way to meet Badenoch's 5 key policy objectives: securing sovereign border control, preventing the abuse of asylum systems, limiting access to UK benefits for non-citizens, strengthening deportation powers, and restoring full legal authority to Parliament. The decision has caused a political storm. Within the Conservative Party, reactions have been mixed. James Cleverly, the Shadow Housing Secretary, supported the idea in principle, but reportedly criticized the way it was announced, telling colleagues the approach was, accept this or leave. Other senior figures fear the plan could deepen existing divisions within the party, already weakened by defections and poor polling. Badenoch's stance also sets her on a direct collision course with Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform UK, who has long advocated for leaving the ECHR, but without providing detailed proposals. He says, "We will leave and figure it out later," Badenoch remarked pointedly. "I am saying we will leave, and here is how we will do it." She added that Britain's commitment to fundamental rights long predates the ECHR and would remain protected under domestic law. "These rights existed long before the Human Rights Act," she said. "It should be Parliament, not an expanding international court, that defines and defends them." Critics have warned that withdrawing from the ECHR could have far-reaching consequences, including potential strain on post-Brexit trade relations with the European Union. Britain's Trade and Cooperation Agreement with the EU contains human rights provisions tied to the convention, raising questions about whether leaving it might complicate future negotiations. Badenoch dismissed such concerns as exaggerated, calling them extraordinary. "There's no reason we can't trade, cooperate, and buy and sell because of the ECHR," she told The Times. Despite her defiant tone, Badenoch faces mounting political challenges. Recent polling shows her approval rating slipping, with roughly 45% of voters saying she has performed poorly as Conservative leader, compared to just 20% who believe she has done well. The party itself is struggling to maintain unity, as nearly 20 Conservative MPs, including former Defence Ministers Sarah Atherton, have defected to Reform UK in recent weeks. As the government wrestles with questions of national identity and sovereignty, and communities like Peacehaven grapple with the consequences of hate and division, Britain seems caught at a crossroads. In East Sussex, investigators sift through ashes, searching for the culprits behind a hate-fueled crime. In Westminster, political leaders debate how far the country should go to reclaim control over its laws and borders. Both struggles, one local and violent, the other political and ideological, reveal deep tensions running through modern Britain. One exposes the human cost of hatred, the other, the political cost of polarization. And together they pose a defining question for the nation's future. Can Britain heal its divisions, or are the flames that tore through a mosque in Peacehaven a reflection of something far greater? A fire burning within the country itself.